So make good. Make good is what you need to do when you leave the tenancy. It's something that people don't think about when they're entering a lease, because this is something that's going to happen at the end when they finish their lease. And right now they're negotiating a new lease, which is all new and exciting, and they're never going to leave because it's all perfect and everything's going to be great. But at some point you are going to leave that premises and you are going to have to hand it back to the landlord. So the make good is the description in the lease which determines what works you need to do when you hand the tenancy back. How do you need to give it back to them? Do you need to paint it? Do you need to take all your stuff out? Can you leave it? All those things need to be negotiated up front, because most landlords will ask for the whole tenancy to be reverted back to what's called a bare shell, or something that's completely empty with no fixtures and fittings, no partitions, no flooring, no lighting, no ceiling, sometimes no shop front. And that can be a really, really expensive exercise to take your tenancy back to that stage. So our recommendation is always that when you're negotiating a make good provision, that the make good provision simply says that you're going to remove your loose fixtures and fittings, and you're going to make good any damage that you cause when you remove those things, and that you're going to paint the entire tenancy white. And that's it. And that way, all you have to do is take your things. You can continue trading up until 1 or 2 days before, take your things and go. Because if you have to make good and take it back to a bare shell, it's sometimes $20,000, $30,000 to do that, even more sometimes, depending on the size of the tenancy. And that's an expense that you don't want when you're closing a business or moving.